right outside of White Plains. I lived in a foster home with two elders. They were sisters that came out of Jacksonville, Florida. We called one Ma and the other Auntie. And Ma had cataracts on her eyes, and so she was our disciplinarian, which was good because she couldn't see us. And Auntie was the cook. And Auntie fed me like I was the last person on earth. In the morning there were pancakes, 15 stacked high. That was for me. Coconut cake, this was mine. And then one day she put down some chicken and gravy with some rice and some greens, and I believe there was some biscuits and cornbread in a little basket on the table with the cloth underneath all that. You understand what I'm saying? And I said, "Whoa, this looks good, Auntie." And she said, "Well, no, don't eat that yet. We waiting on Donald." Now, Donald was a boy he was a grown man now, but he was raised before I got there. And that was still her foster son. So Donald would come in the house and he would always say, "Day-o, day-o." We knew he was coming through the door. And it turned out it was just me and him sitting at the table. We sit at the table and we said the grace. Y'all do still say grace, don't you? Oh man, what grace do you say?
Grace for health and
good food, good thing, God lets you eat something like that. No, what do you say?
For health and food, for love and friends, for everything your goodness sends.
For health and food.
For love and friends.
For love and friends.
For everything your goodness sends.
For everything your goodness sends.
Father in heaven, we thank you.
Father in heaven, we thank you. And then the audience said, Amen. Amen. And so, I get ready to put the biscuit where? In the gravy. And Donald looking at me, he said, "Boy, who told you how to sop that gravy like that?" I said, "That's the way I eat, man." I said, "Man, you got to learn something. Men don't sop gravy like that. The first thing you got to do, son, is you got to take that rice and mix a little gravy in that rice. Because that's the gravy's purpose. And be mixed with that rice. Second thing you got to do, you got to break off a little piece of that biscuit, hold it in your fingers like that, and just wipe it around the edge of that gravy just to see how it tastes." I said, "Why you got to do all that, Donald? Let's eat biscuits, man. Come on, let's go and finish the meal. Everything don't have to be separate. Let's just," he said, "Now I'm talking to you, son. See, if we didn't have order to things, we wouldn't be in the place we are now. If we didn't have order to things, we'd still be out in the field working for nothing. If we didn't have order to things, we'd still be wearing brogan shoes and coveralls and plaid shirts and a rag around our head. If we didn't have order, son, we wouldn't have this house like we have. It's a nice house, big meal, and everything. So we have to follow order. And you know what that's called, don't you?" I said, "Good behavior?" He said, "No, boy, it's called protocol." You see?
Big word.
So he started teaching me, and I'm on it eating, my food getting cold, and I'm saying, can I just taste a little piece of chicken or some green, collard green in between my teeth or something? And he said, "No, boy, you can't do that. You got to do now you got the schooling you." So he went on to tell me everything from a man carries a handkerchief in the back of his pocket, and a man got to open up a door before a woman to walk through. He told me everything about you got to shine your shoes at night. You got to make sure your elbows ain't ashy. He told me that, we got to go to the barber shop and get a close cut. He told me all these things. He said, "Son, you got to keep your drawers clean." He said, "Because you never know when you're going to be what? In an accident." You see, he said, so he told me, he said, "Now, the only reason I'm telling you this, Sonny," and that's what they used to call me, "is because I'm not going to be around always. And you got to learn how to be a man on your own. If you start a job, finish it." I said, "Don, I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate it. Can I finish my meal now?" Yeah, that's the end of that story.